This podcast is sponsored by Intentional Living magazine, your ultimate guide created to help infuse purpose and passion into your everyday life. From expert features that provide valuable insights to thought-provoking content that sparks transformation, this magazine, an online platform, is a perfect source of inspiration for all of those of us who truly believe in the power of intentional choices.
So we are sharing this series of podcasts over the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
5 weeks for the incredible women that we have working with us at the moment that are here to pioneer change in this world. We are launching our new group. So if you are here to make changes in this world and you want to supercharge well-being and bring high performance and provide clarity and abundance through the work that you already do, then this is the first of its kind in human design. It provides you with clear pillars to support you and your clients like nothing else out there. So please listen to this podcast of one of our incredible ladies. And if you've got any questions, then please reach out. Anything else for you, Claire?
No, Space and Freedom by Design Accreditation. Listen to what our students and our great friends and clients have to say, and it's their journey, all coming from different backgrounds, different gifts, different talents, and they're absolutely amazing, aren't they?
They blooming are.
So have a listen.
See what you think.
I don't like sitting straight on.
I'm sorry, Claire, you don't like sitting straight on, but how are you today?
I'm all right.
And we're continuing today.
Yeah, we're continuing with our fourth human design belter.
Let me tell you about her.
Okay, go on.
She's called Helen.
Yes.
She has a vast amount of experience.
Yeah.
She's on a huge personal development journey, personal discovery. She has a background of social work that's come from living adverse childhood experiences. And she also has a child with additional needs. And it's taken her 38 years to embrace her natural curls. So I'm welcoming Helen Grey.
Hello.
Helen's from Lights On
Learning.
Lights on Learning.
I'm loving that.
Now, this is really new.
I was going to say, that's the first I've heard.
Lights on Learning has come through the whole process of this time together.
Wow. Well, we're going to obviously catch up now, but I can't wait to hear more about that. Well, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here.
So excited to be here.
And can I just say,
I've always wanted to be on a podcast.
we love your hair.
You look beautiful.
Yeah.
She's always beautiful, and she's another clever.
Very
onion.
clever. And she's a one energy. So she's a manifesting generator, 5-1, just like me.
I know.
So we need to know the ins and outs of it all, do we not?
Can I just say we're all clever eggs? We
are.
In our group
We are
as well.
all gifted in our own way, aren't we? 100%. I have this thing again, we talk about labels and when we're not supposed to, but human design does give us that blueprint that. And I always think when I see one energy or the two for the intuitive genius, I go, oh my God, they're so clever.
So let's just own it. Let's just own it,
Because
Helen.
the one
You're
is
right.
the investigator, isn't it? And RJ, I've known you. I don't even know how we came across. Was it social media?
Do you know, I think the first time I met you was on the beach.
On the beach?
Crosby Beach.
Yeah. So
I'd
tell
seen
us
you on
about...
Instagram and I thought, there's that purpose pusher. I like her stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
And you came over, didn't you?
Yeah,
And said, are you the
myself.
purpose
That's
pusher?
what I
I'm
do.
Helen.
Just start chatting to people.
Well, you will do because you're a manifesting generator.
Yeah.
And then so that was just when we come out of COVID, wasn't it? We were doing, a lot of people go on the beach, we were doing the meditations and the workouts, and it was a lovely energy there, wasn't it? And then we went back into lockdown, I think, and then we had a conversation online.
We had a call.
Yeah, because you were asking me, tell us then.
Because you've jogged my memory actually on how long I've been considering stepping into my own power, to be honest. And that was such a long time ago now. I think that was that around COVID? Was that?
Yeah. So 3 or 4 years ago.
So if we think about how we live in frustration if we're not living in alignment, that's been something niggling me for a really, really long time. Probably like since I was testing it out, seeing what I could do, which way I'd go about it. It's been a conversation that I've been saying it and not doing it for a long, long time.
And you've been, as the one energy, you've been investigating and looking into loads of different things, trying to find answers.
Yeah.
Would you say?
The answer's always been in me though, hasn't it?
Yeah. But the conditioning is that we have to look outside of ourselves to find it when really it's inside, like what Denise was saying on a previous episode. So tell us, when did your personal development journey start?
It started... I think my personal development journey has started way back when. If I'm really honest with myself, I've always had to learn about me and other people to understand what I went through when I was a kid, when I was younger. So even probably going through, like towards leaving school, becoming a volunteer and then becoming a peer mentor, and then everything that I went through, my mum wanting to become a social worker. I think that for me was when I started to connect the dots through that training. So I've always, I can't really sort of like pinpoint when did it start, but I've always wanted to learn more about me, about a human experience. That's always been a part of who I am.
Yeah.
Which makes so much sense with the energy.
Yeah,
doesn't it? Like that is what I love to do.
Yeah.
I just feel like you can get so much from self-discovery.
Yeah.
You just peel back the layers and go up a notch all the time with that self-discovery. But that's been so important for me in discovering who I am and to feel okay about all the things that you go through and why you are why I am the way I am, and to be a better human. I feel like that's my purpose, to be a better human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a few questions there, but I don't know whether you've got...
No, I've got loads as well, but you go first.
Okay. So, yeah, when you've just... Because I was going to say, when you said discovering who I am, and I was thinking, well, who is Helen? Who is she? What brings her joy?
That's such a big question.
And it's so deep, isn't it? I love deep.
But I am deep. I've got that gate. I'm a well.
You're the well of...
I'm a well.
Same. I'm very deep, and it's one of them. You need to get your goggles on if you go, because you're going in.
Yeah, get your fishing rod. Go right in.
But the one energy is the deep bit as well. Because I remember first talking to you. We were in the car, weren't we? Having we were on. We had a Zoom call. It went dark, didn't it?
It was like, are you all right? And you were like, we've got heated seats on. Thank God.
We've got heated seats in the dark. And again, I knew you were a one energy because the questions that you asked and the level of detail that you were going into. But again, if you use that as an example, then the way that you are trying to find out the answers for yourself as well is at that deep level.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I'm Helen. I'm a social worker. It's funny, isn't it, when you start thinking about identity, but I'm a social worker, and I feel like that's a big part of who I am, because I love anything to do with relationships, connections, how we can live in a better world based on learning about ourselves and each other, and coming together in that way. And that's what, and that real self-care bit. But really understanding the crap that we all go through as well, and unpicking that, and that, that psychoeducation piece as well. So that's a big part of who I am. And I just feel like it's all about timing with me, isn't it? And it's funny how things just like smack you in the face, and this came about for me.
You've had a few smacks in the face, haven't you? Like talking about the universe, aren't we?
Definitely.
Cosmic universe. What is the cosmic 4x4?
But I'm a true believer in, as much as everything that I've been through and I continue to go through, and I'm shedding loads at the minute, everything happens for you. Doesn't happen to you. And people will say to me, "Oh, but you'll be all right, won't you, Helen? Because you're always all right." Do you know, one of them? But it's not that. It's more about who you are, isn't it? And about the trust and the surrender. And I think sometimes I'll have my own little internal conversations where I'm like the swan and it's all kicking off underneath. But if you truly ask me, I'd be like, yeah, it's all laid out. It's all working out. It's all when I'm in that place where the fear doesn't come in, you know, the conditioning. And that's what the human design's been amazing for, because through all sorts of like the learning, the development and the journey that I've been through in social work, which has helped me to understand my adverse experiences of caring for my mum, who was physically disabled, being a young carer, going through what me and my brother went through in looking after my mum, then having to live on my own at a really young age and figure that out, and how I was thinking about resilience and how I you know, what helped me get through the most difficult times, and then obviously like the loss of my mum and stuff like that. But there's always, like, for me, the human design, as much as that's all experience and what we know about like attachment and trauma, and, you know, there's, you know, genetically part of what can make you resilient. It's like that nature versus nurture stuff.
Yeah.
The human design for me, like, I've always believed in, you know, the universe has got your back.
Yeah.
You know, it has. And actually the human design is it's like your blueprint. It's who you are. And I think I've always struggled to accept, as much as I could, you know, say it, really value and accept me, and the human design as being that thing, really, that's really just, I am me. It's not even a conversation anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's not even like...
Yeah. I love it. And I think what you've just said there, thank you for sharing that. I think what you've just said there is, or even the adverse experiences, every single thing that we all go through, we all experience, is all as it should be. It's all perfect. It's all part of the plan. And that's the thing. And I don't believe, or we don't believe, that the universe gives us lessons. We believe that the universe leads us through. And if we ignore it, it's going to show us what we've got to go
little
through.
Nudges.
And sometimes it's not even a little nudges. It's like this punch in the face.
Yeah.
Are you listening? And it's not to test you. It's to go, right, yeah, I'm listening. Where do I need to go next? And so everything's perfect. And as a 5 energy, we are here to deliver a message on a larger scale. So, you know, the experiences that you went through caring for your mum and all of the other things that yourself and your brother have gone through has led you into a world of social work, so that you can then help other people do it differently, or do it better, or do it from a supported place, doing it from a place where you've gone first. And I think that's really important from our point of view, that when we teach in the human design process, is that you are your first client and you go first. So every single one of the people that you included, we're going through this whole process together, and you are going through it, so that when you use it in your business, you're doing it from a place of integrity. So you're doing it from a place of, actually, I'm going to ask you to do these things because I've gone first. Yeah. And so by doing that, you've also gone first in all of those other experiences.
And it just keeps on happening. So I really see that. And more so now, because I'm stepping into me, Light on Learning, Helen Grey, rather than working for somebody else, that my voice now and the things that I want to say will just come. And I don't have, I'm okay to say that, I'm okay, because this is me and this is what you get. And there's not a line anymore between a personal and a professional, if that makes sense, in terms of...
Yeah, completely.
It's holistic.
Yeah.
And even to the point of recently, my son going through a bit of a quite serious accident with his thumb, and then responding to that and supporting a children's yoga company that I'm really, really close to. I've got a lot of, really strong connection with the founder and creator of that, supporting them with their training, safeguarding, health and safety. Everything comes from a place of your own experience, what you're aligned and what you're lit up for. I don't believe there's like a different way. Because it's not authentic then.
And coming from a place of love, coming from a place of honesty, and having those honest conversations that you think sometimes, they might not like to hear, so I just won't say anything. But you said, no, I want to give them feedback, and I want to help. You know, it's that whole honest conversation thing. And that the world is missing that. And that's what, I know I talk about working in corporate, and I did actually have like a really good time in some of my corporate career, but there was always that element of, I can't say this because I might lose my job, or if I say this, they might laugh at me, or because you've got that mask on, all professional. Whereas when you are comfortable and you know you are going to just be you, and you're going to say it from a place of love. And that's it. And that you don't. It's not that you don't care. You care, but you're not bothered by what other people think, because you're comfortable with what you're going to say and who you're being.
And I honestly believe that it's only been the last. I've had like some really amazing professional experiences recently over the last sort of 12 months of standing up, speaking more, and actually really feeling into who I really am, and it's only now that I'm starting to see in me truly what other people have seen.
Yes.
For like probably quite a while.
Yeah. Because other people see you as it's the heretic, isn't it? It's the problem solver, the 5. So because that's your second number, that's what other people see you as, but you're just feeling that now. And it's about how we don't go back in time, but it's like, how can we help other young Helens realise that earlier on? And to know and be comfortable and to be who they are.
Yeah, definitely.
Such a huge step, because you're literally travelling your soul journey now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Your soul purpose. And this is stepping into your purpose now. And you had to do all of those things to get to this place.
Yeah, definitely.
And now I talk about standing in this big glass dome.
Yeah.
And allowing yourself to shine bright. And every time because we said this in another episode, the shoulds.
Yeah.
I think Dawn said she was shudding all over the place. I think shud's an obligation when you stood in this glass dome. I see them as like dirty overcoats thrown on top of you, so that you can't shine. So again, it's taking all those dirty overcoats off so that you can shine. So what you're doing now is standing in your brilliance and going, here I am. And what's happening is you're being your most magnetic self.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a work in progress. It's always a work in progress. We're never the full deal. And we talked before we came on recording about the fear, about when you came in to this program, there was a whole lot of fear underneath. Tell us about how you've started to overcome that.
I think that's been massive for me in relation to my conditioning in my life. Like I'll sort of, and that's why the human design's been amazing, because my authority, like my decision making comes from my gut.
Yeah.
And it's about whether I've trusted that or not in the past. And the head getting in the way, and because of, trauma and adverse experiences, what happens is your mind's trying to keep you safe, isn't it? And I know that stuff in relation to that learning, but to live it and not over question it is a yeah. So just go with it and don't worry about the next step, because it'll reveal and it'll come. And what's been amazing is doing it and seeing it, and you just want to do it more, don't you?
And feeling it and being it. And And I remember, because you joined, didn't you? And then you text me and said, I don't know whether this is the thing. And so we got on another call. And again, it was coming from a place of love, because we were like, oh God, she just needs to know, the investigator needs to know more information.
Because you feel like your head get involved, because you've got sacral authority. So it was a hell yes. And then your head's gone, what else am I going to do? And go, no, Helen, go back to your sacral. This is the lesson. This is the challenge. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
And
I loved that conversation. I think that was another real open and honest conversation that we had. So I think that just opened us all up more for you to stay with us.
But that's what I'm like, though. I'm just dead like, I'll just say it how it is to see what you get back. Do you know what I mean? And that's like as you said, you're investigator, my safety thing. But I feel like you continue evolving. That's not there as what it was anymore. Sometimes I'll think, do I know, is the feeling there? So you don't need to know anymore, because just the feeling. Or I'm really feeling into the gut decision making, but it's a balance, isn't it, with the investigation energy? And actually that's me about learning. That's me about learning and the discovery. But the decision comes from your gut.
Yeah.
And I feel like being able to step away from because of me, and I can make the links because of attachment and child development. I know that often we're led by sort of how our parents, you know, parent us to how we respond to other relationships. So I've always responded to authority. So for me, to step into being me, away from having to answer to authority, working in a corporate environment, and me be in charge. Whoa, like that's massive.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's easy for anyone to step away, but this has been the most challenging, most amazing thing that I've done in the last couple of months, to step into me in the face of so much, which will be revealed in time to come. I'll probably end up writing a chapter or a book or whatever in the future. But
just the whole book, love. Don't be messing with it.
Yeah, don't do a chapter like me. Do the book. I've still got to do the book. I got to #1 bestseller, but it was just a chapter. It wasn't a full book.
From
like
social
yours,
work to DJ. I mean, there's so much to talk about.
There's
so much to talk about. The other thing that I was going to say about the one energy is that you use the one energy for you and investigating you and all of your thoughts, but actually investigation with the people that you're working with is massively important as well. So when we're working with people and obviously you're asking questions all the time, you know where you're going with that because it's what you do normally. And you know that you're here to solve the problems and you know how to help them. And you do that like that.
Yeah. And
but what you do, the bit that you've struggled with, or not you've struggled with, the bit that's been a real learning case is about just accepting that self. Actually, I know this. I know I'm okay with it. So just do it. Face the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Supporting other people on change journey is what social work is, isn't it? It's helping people to better their lives through change and self-determination. Well, the light's on you now, Helen, do you know what I mean? And that's what's happened in the last, 6 months in a massive way with things falling away. So I feel
Do you feel like the only way that I can describe it is almost like I feel like you've stepped away and the shackles have come off.
100%.
It feels like now, because when you're working within the construct of a system,
company or education,
it's almost like you've got to tick the boxes. Whereas now, again, we're talking about pioneers of change. All of these women that we've been talking to over this whole process, all of you are pioneering change. And it's like, now, how are you going to make this huge change in the social work realm? Because you don't have to fit into a box.
So that's something that's so important. Like I've got so much time and energy for social workers and professionals who are working as part of the system. I did it for 14 years. I was part of this part. I received the system when I was a child. I've got a lot of time and energy now to give back from the lens that I've got now.
Yeah.
And in a way that aligns with what I think works, with what I know to be true. And I think sometimes when you're within that system, because of the capacity, because of the challenges, because of the pressure put on you to work in a certain way, it's very difficult to have the space to give through a lens and hold that space because you're part of it. And that's what I'm doing now, and it's the things that are coming up that I'm responding to. It's actually quite amazing that I feel so able to do it without that pressure.
And is the work that you're now delivering and all of these things that are coming in, are you being able to facilitate change in a positive way?
I think it's just the beginning.
Yeah.
For me.
And are people open to it? Are the commissioners open to you coming in and changing the way that things are done?
Yeah, so for me, it's all about supporting social workers from the dot of their development, right through the lifespan of the profession, from being social work students, right through every step of the progression. And I see now, reflecting back in, that that's how it aligns, because I think for me, for 14 years, the journey that I've been on and I continue to go on, that's how you do the work, and you do the work well when you're willing to work on you. It's not separate. It can't be separate, because you have to sit with compassion and empathy for people's shit.
Yeah.
Like everything that they're going through.
You can't swear on
I'm a big swearer. I've really tried.
You swear all
Be
you like, love.
yourself, Helen. That's what we promote. We've said
But
all kinds on this show. But
Mostly Claire.
Dealing with the shit and hey you little
do?
shit.
Hey, you little shit.
And you can't wade through shit and not get shit on you. This is basically what it is.
Like that.
Yeah, and again, it's the whole thing about, I think we've mentioned it in all podcasts, that life isn't all like happy clappy and you know, running in the field with bunnies and roses. We step on turds and we get lost in the darkness and shit.
Yes. We sit in the shit together, don't we?
So, yeah, and it's about every time that you're going to expand or you're going to grow, there's another that you'll take a step out and then you might go, oh my, no, it's a bit too much. Do we go or do we not go? We'll go. And then other things come into your life to maybe smack you in the face, or, you know, there's stuff that happens. Obviously we lose loved ones. There's just stuff that we cannot control, but how we then understand ourselves and respond to that is huge. And you're now choosing to respond in an empowered way to show other people so that they don't have to go through as much shit as if that's possible, or just being more of the light for them. So this lights on learning, is it?
Yeah.
I love it. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that, or is it like still a bit of a secret?
No, it's just. Do you know what? I feel comfortable saying this as well.
Go on.
It's not defined.
Okay.
Yeah, because what I realise and I'm accepting is, because I'm a manifesting generator and I do a million different things, that is what it is, to be honest. So it's lights on lived experience is a massive part of it, because I'm very passionate about sharing giving people a space to share their lived experience to better the system.
Yeah.
So I work with a quite close colleague who is just amazing. And again, more couldn't be revealed when it's up there on the site and stuff, but she's had quite significant lived experience and we really work well together to share that empowered message. She's cared experience, she's amazing. Love her to bits. And I do therapeutic work with children and young people as well, which is lights on your story, your life story. And then it's development for social workers right through the lifespan of their career. So from students, newly qualified practitioners, to becoming a supervisor and taking that massive leap and into leadership. So it's still part of a massive creative process in terms of the different things that I'm doing. But I believe the self-development is, again, they're not separate.
No, it's not. It's
the human design and that self-development piece is in. And I definitely think you mentioned it before about how it's always been sort of about what you do for others, but what about you? Whereas massively over the last 6 months, I've had to have so much I was designing resilience training. I couldn't have gone through so much that I've needed resilience for in the last 6 months, that's still sort of going on at the minute. So
thank you, universe.
Yeah. It's like, but I can't say, what the hell are you playing at? Because this is what happened. I definitely believe that what the universe shows me is what I respond to.
Yeah.
And it's not the typical, like, someone will phone you and you respond to that.
It's so much bigger for you, Helen. Do you remember? So we were talking about this in another episode ages ago. The book that Denise recommended to us, the Sophia Bashford.
You Are a Goddess.
Yeah. And I remember you and you going, oh my God, I'm with Carly.
She's still here.
I'm with Carly. Like that. And it was literally the timing of that. Again, thank you, universe. Thank you, Denise. But the timing of that, you were like, oh my God, this is where I am. I needed to read this.
Yeah. And there's something so, it's funny how you read things and you see things and words are one thing, but when you start to experience that, you like, for me, I am me and these things occur, but I'm still in my power and I am a goddess.
Yes.
And I am worthy and I am love. Like, I would never sit here and say that, do you know what I mean? But it's so true. Yeah. And that stays because that's within my design. And I think there's been so much self-acceptance that's come from knowing my human design and confidence. I've like truly now actually having confidence in myself that hasn't been there.
I love that.
And it's took such a long
you've just
time.
found it.
Just unpeeled it. It's always been there.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like it's done. Or, you know, like
Yeah, it's a journey.
it is an ongoing thing, but wow, like it's so much more there now, considering everything that's going on and I've been through, and the human design. I keep on. It's a daily thing. I come to it knowing who I am because of me authority and me type and me knowing that, and having the confidence in I've got it.
Yeah.
And trusting it,
but not just say. It's not just saying it, is it? It's living and breathing it.
Living and breathing it. Yeah, I love that. I just love it.
She's beautiful. How's this process helped the kids, or helped you?
Well,
with
I was
the
going to
kids?
say it's more helped me understand my kid. And this is the funny thing, isn't it, with
And the
parenting?
husband.
And I think sometimes knowing too much is is hard, isn't it? So, because obviously the social work understands an attachment, development, all the rest of it, you can self-analyse like way too much, and like your relationships and stuff. And you know, I know that parenting for me, I find it really, I'm okay to say now, like I said this before, but I do find parenting really, really hard. I do. And I'm not saying that like to you, but for me, I know that I find it especially difficult.
That you're saying that, because there's some people that are finding that who wouldn't say that, but you're giving other people permission to go, yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, I do. I find it really hard, and I think I'm very self-critical. You know, there's a lot of fear there. There was a lot of fear there. You know, it'll creep in still. A lot of because of loss. You know, want to make sure that I get it right. Did I get it right in the past when I was caring, all the rest of it? You know, it's all subconscious, but obviously I'm able to connect the dots. But really sitting with the feelings of frustration, you know, is showing me something, isn't it, in terms of my human design. And understanding the children's human designs has been so eye-opening. And I think that's what sealed the deal for me with human design, because they're their personality profiles to a T. So my Ezra, there's no point in even trying to show him. He's got to, he's a 3, he's got to figure it out for himself. He will not be told, you know, and I'll still see Ryan trying to explain, and I'm just like, it's pointless.
It's a waste of energy.
You know, let him fail, then he'll come and ask.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
So that's him, and you know, you can just see even down to sort of, I've got an undefined route, but Ryan, Mila, and Ezra have all got defined routes, so they are so grounding for me, and I realise that if I'm around them, and Ryan will get me kick-started on stuff. Come on, get it done. Kickstart, which I haven't got that energy, so he's got that for me. And what's so amazing about Mila's as well is she's here to show a message with A24, you know, and she's got something to say, but it's not with words. And, you know, Mila with her struggles and her challenges that she has to go through, you know, having additional needs, she's here to make other people better, to do better. And me better. She makes me a better person, you know. So that's what it is amazing. And I think for families, if you knew, for me, it's been amazing. No, yeah, okay, I know it all to do with, like, not all of it, but you know, attachment, that development piece. But human design is just that layer where you're like, it's not all one box fits all. You are who you are in terms of your design. So work with that and complement that.
Work with the gifts, work with the energy.
And the individuality.
It's the individuality.
So if we were going to shout out to people now, who, you're here to pioneer change in this world through families, through social work. Who is it that you want to speak to? Who is it that you want to say, contact me to?
Well, because I'm a manifesting generator, I'm doing lots of different things, fingers in lots of different pies. So I do therapeutic work with children, young people, which is life story work. That's
so who commissions that?
That's local authorities, adoption support funds, fostering
local
services,
authorities?
Schools as well. And on the whole social work piece, really, in terms of how we better understand the children, young people that we're working with and keep them safe, and working with children's organisations from within the community right the way through to ensure that their policies and procedures are, you know, inclusive for children with additional needs, that they've, you know, got really good quality safeguarding training, the safeguarding policies, the health and safety guidance, all of that. So I'm doing a lot of that work at the moment, so that I'm responding to, and it is really lighting me up, because I feel like that's the very missing bit.
It's you know it all, so you can get that down for them, and that's needed.
But then I've got so much time for social workers who are coming through now on their learning journey, because that was me. And if I knew then all the things that I know now and gifting that back. So I'm working with a lot of social work students, higher education establishments, doing different
like
modules.
Mentorship?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing mentorship and also delivering learning on making social work understandable, making that link between academic and in practice, but through a lens of understanding yourself.
Yeah, human being.
You're amazing. And for anyone listening or watching, Helen is a 5'1", yeah? Which means that when she comes to you with information, she knows it, and she knows it inside out, and she's here to deliver a message, and she'll do it properly, and she does it with passion and with integrity. So any local authority, any commissioners, anyone that's related to children's services and social work, how can they get hold of you?
Helen at lightsonlearning.co.uk.
I love that.
And we'll put the information in the show notes as well. And if you've got any other links or social media handles, we can put them in as well. Can I just ask you one thing before we finish? Or did you want to ask anything else?
No, over to you, Yoda.
How have you found working with me and Jules?
She's going to say. Look at her, she's going.
No, I'm talking about the shit.
Oh,
I've
loved it. I've loved it. And do you know what? I think if I reflect, I think I'm a tough cookie to like crumble sometimes. No, I'm like quite emotional, but it takes a lot for me to receive guidance and support. I don't like to receive guidance and support sometimes, but then in times of real difficulty, I'll ask for it. And you've both been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
You have. We'll take it, but want you to know that you're blooming amazing.
And it's funny you asked me that, because I did really want to end on saying a massive, massive thank you.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you
very much. Thank you for being you.
I can't wait to see Lights on Learning. I mean, it's going to go. And the other thing that I was going to say, and whilst you're based in the Northwest, you do travel across the country. You're not restricted to just working in the Northwest, because we've got Tinterweb, haven't we?
No, it's national, yeah.
National.
And international soon.
Yeah. What I've absolutely loved about the human design, doing it with yourselves, because it's funny, isn't it? Because I didn't have any pre-existing understanding about human design, or it was literally whirlwind, wasn't it? But I've absolutely loved how you've both complemented the process with you meeting me needs in terms of that investigate, every single detail, the assessments, making sure that I do know it inside out with stuff like that. And I love how you put together the modules so clearly and concisely. I just love it, because it's really easy to digest, because it can feel, it's a lot, isn't it? It's very deep.
Yeah.
And clear with your embodiment. So I listen to your go to sleep meditation every single night.
Aww.
So you didn't know that.
Oh, thank you. That's just...
So I love listening to your voice as I drop off to sleep at night.
I listen to in the morning.
The embodiment, like the root's my favourite.
Yeah, everyone's the root's getting it all today.
But that's probably because we really need it. I know for me, I've got an undefined root.
Yeah, I have.
So it's been really vital for me to feel into. Are you grounded? Do you feel pushed to move? You should need to, and then some really challenging moments when I've needed to go, right, stop, ground yourself. The root is the first thing to come out. Really, that embodiment. So thank you.
That.
Told you were
Thanks,
good.
Lovely. I know. I'm receiving that. Nice
Thanks very
one.
much.
I didn't. Yeah.
Helen, thank you, darling.
Thank you.
It's been
Thank
so
you.
lovely to talk to you, and I'm loving that you're embracing your hair after 38 years. It's working for you.
So it's love and light from me.
Ta-ra from me.
And a big thank you from me.